right, welcome everybody to the Travel Dads podcast. I am your host, Jason Corley, alongside
Jacob Moreno.
Welcome everybody. And today is a cool day. It is not just because it's cold as shit outside, but also because it's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. It's Super Bowl Sunday. We're recording this before the Super Bowl because I think all of us are going to watch it, even though I have zero vested interest in it. And I don't know if in my lifetime I ever will, being a fan of the Cleveland Browns. But that's another whole different topic. Today is a cool day because we have got our very first guest on the Travel Dads podcast, and that is Sean Holbrooks, who owns the Pickup Portal. And I am all new to this thing, so welcome, Sean.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
No
Yeah, so this kind of started because I found you guys through Facebook. I would say that Facebook is probably the mother hub for parents. Would you not say, when it comes to, now today's conversation is also going to involve just travel youth baseball and softball, but I would say that Facebook is probably pretty much the marketplace for the parent side of it. Now, I would say the athletes are more on the X and more on the Instagram side, but the parents seem to just always kind of regulate back to Facebook. And that's where I found the Pickup Portal. And Sean saw something. I don't know, how did you even find us?
You guys tagged us in a post of yours. I think you're one of your podcasts or so. You guys tagged us, and I was like, well, who are these guys? So I went and looked you up. I was like, that's pretty awesome. I watched a few of your episodes and was like, maybe we should look to do something together.
Okay, cool. Well, so that's kind of how it happened. And then Sean mentioned something in a private message to me. And I mean, it was like, heck yeah. Like, first of all, thanks for even seeing it. Second of all, it's really cool that, because I'll be honest with you, Sean, I had no idea that this even existed. I thought it was just a word of mouth world. And we have had private conversations of why, but then so I'm all excited, and I'm getting ready to call Jacob, and I'm like, bro, like, I think we have an interview here of somebody that has this whole business model already up and running for youth travel sports. It's basically I don't want to say a JV version, but it's basically like a Division II version of the transfer portal of college sports. And I told him what it is, and he goes, oh yeah, Brantley's been in that for a couple of years now. I'm like, oh my God. So Jacob, tell Sean how you guys got involved.
Well, through Facebook, I saw it one day and I started looking, and I was like, this is interesting, because it wasn't just I originally thought it was just from my area, Toledo. I thought it was just Toledo. And then the more and more you looked at it, you're like, hold on, this expands throughout the whole country. And I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. So we got in there and I started looking, and then just decided to look up the website. And then all of a sudden you're like, hold on, this is a lot bigger. And then people start telling you like, hey, they're tagging you in the portals, the pickup portal for Brantley to play. I was like, I have no idea, but that was as far as I went. I never really truly used it, but I did get like a little gist of what it was and how big it was.
So Sean, tell everybody how this came to existence from your side.
Yeah, so our youngest son, we got a big family. Like I told you once before, we have 5 kids. Our youngest son is 18 years old. He's a senior now. He's played travel ball since he was like 10 years old. So we've been living the life for many years now, done a bunch of the travel all over the country and stuff, like everybody wants to do with your kid, and taking family vacations around the ballpark. Around his 15U year or so, half his team decided that fall they wanted to play football instead of baseball, which is great. Like, we love dual sport athletes. My kid's just not one of them.
Yeah,
and so we were left without a team to play for.
Yeah.
And so we did what everybody does, right? The Facebook thing, right? We hopped on Facebook, joined all the Facebook groups. We're in Georgia. We live 2 hours from East Cobb and 2 hours from Lake Point. So we're in like the mecca of travel baseball in the South. And we did what everybody does. I got a 15-year-old right-handed pitcher, first baseman, outfielder, whatever. He's available this weekend, willing to travel, hit me up or whatever, right?
Like I told you before, it's almost like you're throwing your children into the wolves' den.
Yeah, it's basically taking out a classified ad, right? The kids won't know what that is. Yeah. So, we went and did all this stuff for months that fall and got little to no feedback. When we did hear back from a coach, it was, yeah, I could use him. Can he come to Houston? I'm like, dude, it's Thursday. You want me to be there Saturday? That's a problem. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So I just knew, like, we're not the only people.
As a parent, that was frustrating, because you're like, did I just miss out on an opportunity?
Right. Yeah, right. It's a plane ticket, at 15
Yeah.
years old, he's not getting scouted just yet. So
Right.
we weren't really willing to invest a couple $1,000s in going to go be a PO for a Saturday tournament in Houston or whatever, right?
Right. And
Obviously senior in high school now things change, but
for everybody that doesn't know, PO stands for pitcher only. So they would have literally been flying to Houston to not even play in the field. He probably would have gotten into the field at some point, but the agreement between you and the coaches is if you're coming down here, just come down here with the only expectation of throwing, some innings for us, right?
right. Correct. And not even getting an at bat. Most time POs don't at bat because there's usually a better guy at the plate than a PO is. But so anyway, it just didn't quite work out for us. So I do what everybody did when they want to find something. You go on Google or Bing or Yahoo, whatever. And I thought somebody else out there had to have solved this problem. Like, we're not new to this, and
Yeah.
travel ball's been around a long time. And turns out nobody had something simple, easy, intuitive, more than just local stuff, right? Toledo. I can go and join travel baseball groups in Toledo all the time and let my kid play in Toledo. But what if I'm visiting grandma over in Sandusky, right? Or over in Pittsburgh or wherever? Then you got to go join those Facebook groups and hope a coach sees your kid sight unseen, right? So the pickup portal was something that, we played off the transfer portal because transfer portal was a big deal 2 years ago when we launched this thing. And so we thought, hey, let's try something that might be catchy like the transfer portal.
It's freaking genius.
It is.
I do want to have a disclaimer, though, is that we aren't promoting transferring teams, right? We want to help that one coach that one time who needs one or two kids because the strep throat or flu or whatever, vacations knocked out a couple kids off his roster.
Or I know personally of a kid, I'm not going to say his name, but he was the older brother of one of the kids that played on Hud and Brantley's first team. And he was kind of in a situation where he didn't know where he wanted to play because he was leaving this team, wasn't sure there was going to be enough kids. And he just decided the words out of his own mouth standing at Grand Park one day was, well, I'm just going to take the year and be a free agent. And this was a 13-year-old kid at the time. and so, I mean, there are kids out there too that don't have a home.
Right. Yeah. And so our program, how it works is you don't have to be an existing rostered player somewhere.
Okay.
I personally know a lot of very talented ball players whose parents just can't afford to play travel ball. It's expensive, right? You got team dues and all the fees and stuff that go along with that travel and everything. But I know some stud ball players who just aren't blessed with parents who can afford to do this type of thing.
100%.
So for a very small fee, right? We do charge to use our platform, but for like $20 for 6 months, you can go pick up once or twice out of a summer and go have a great time and not have to pay the thousands of dollars to go, play full time on a roster.
Okay. So now my question comes into so first of all, you guys are available on iTunes and the Google App Store, correct?
Google's coming. It turns out Google's a little harder than Apple to get through.
Is it really?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and in kids, like, do kids have to have parental approval in order to register with you? Like, how does that whole thing work?
Yeah, so parents only. Nobody under 18 is allowed to use our service.
Okay.
So strictly parents. I don't need a 13-year-old talking to a 38-year-old coach.
No.
Love that. Didn't even think about that. Love that.
So everything's run to the parents. Ultimately, they're the ones with the checkbook anyway. They're the ones who are making the travel plans, all those things. I don't want to talk to the kids.
Do you have coaches that speak for kids because maybe kids come from a not great home situation that the parents wouldn't even put this much effort into it?
So the short answer is no. It has to be a legal guardian, parent or legal guardian. So if a kid finds himself in a position where the coach is becoming his legal guardian, sure, absolutely. Coaches can do that, but it has to be a legal guardian.
It's got to be a legal guardian. Okay.
Okay.
I respect that. I mean, you can't, I guess you can't pick up every acorn underneath every tree. So, I mean, I get it. I understand. Okay. And then is the service different for the coaches and the clubs compared to the parents?
100%.
I mean, as I was looking at it now as we're talking and just looking at the different, like the premiums and all that, like what is the difference of all that as well?
Yeah. So first of all, from a fee standpoint, it is different. As a player, you can sign up if you just play the spring, summer, or fall seasons, right? You can sign up for 6 months. It's $20, or you can pay $30 for the full year. Or if you want to be what we call a premium player, where your kid shows up at the top of the search results, is $50 for a full year. So in the world of travel ball, you skip Zaxby's a couple times, it's paid for itself.
Yeah, for sure.
For a
Okay.
team, if you need one guy that one time, I'm not going to hold you over a barrel for a full year. It's going to cost you $10. At $10 per month, you sign up for the 1 month that you might need a guy because you're going to go down to Jupiter or Fort Myers or East Cobb or wherever, and you pick up as many kids as you need to over that 1 month period. It's $10. Or you do 6 months and it's $50, or you do a full year for 75, or just like on the player side, you can do a premium, which puts your team at the top of the list for the parent search results for $125 a year.
Okay. And you guys just launched the app at the
ABCA.
ABCA, correct? Okay,
Correct.
this year. So before that, is the website still a very active, member of your family, or are you trying to push all of the traffic over to the app?
So it depends on, honestly, the age of the parents.
Okay.
You've got some older parents who prefer websites, and you got some
Sure.
younger parents who prefer mobile apps. You get the same exact service out of both. In fact, other than seeing the address bar at the top, you'll never know that you're on the website.
Okay.
It looks exactly like
Yeah.
the app. They are mirrors of one another.
Okay. All right. And you went through that whole story, how it started out as a very small mom and pop kind of website, and then you were able to really get it to where it is today.
Yeah.
Which then morphed into the app, which obviously it's 2026. If you have the ability to, how has that been a pain in the ass, like building an app?
So I'm not a web guy. That's
Okay.
all as far as I'm concerned. I
You
know
sound
how
like
to
me.
delegate and hire out. So it wasn't
Yeah, I
difficult
mean,
for me. I did the thing.
Jacob screwed up our Gmail account and got us locked out of Google, for Christ's sake.
I did.
That's hard. Like, I think you got to work for that.
And all I did was log in the
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, but you can't log in on a burner phone, dude.
Yeah, the flip phones
So-
don't work so well for that.
Right. All right. So I have a question for you. What do you see as like how young are you seeing parents enroll kids to be, I'm just gonna call it, to be free agents for a weekend? How young?
So crazy enough, we launched this thing
You're gonna say
April of
7.
2024. I'm going to blow your mind here in a second. July of 2024, I see a new kid register. He's 6 years old. He's T-ball, and his parents, because we're open about our email, it's on our website, everything. You can find us
Yeah.
out. You can find us easily. His parents sent me a message, and they said, "Hey, we're so and so. This is our kid. We registered. He's 6 years old. He's a stellar T-ball player, whatever." Right? They're selling their kid, and they're like, "We're looking for opportunities to play. Travel's not a problem. We'll fly anywhere." And I'm like, "You're 6 years old. God bless you and your bank
Yeah.
account, but
Yeah.
the kid's 6. I mean,
Yeah.
come on,
Oh.
let him be 6."
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I'm just gonna take a wild guess because I'm from Ohio and I'm staring out a window where it's 3 degrees. I'm gonna guess that family was from Florida.
California.
Okay, that was my next one, Jacob. Jacob, that was the next one. It was going to California. Okay, and then obviously now, where do you see the most, like, your bread and butter is that age group of what, say 16 to like almost 18? What is it?
So it's normally the 12U, 13U guys.
Whoa. Okay.
And,
Okay.
I mean, if you look at our registrations, there's definitely a huge bell curve there. The 12,
Okay.
13, 14U guys.
Okay.
I think that's due in large part to parents wanting to get their kid ready for high school. So they're
Makes
playing,
sense.
they want to play a lot more. And at 12, 13, 14 years old, it's every parent's dream that their kid's going to be the next Bryce Harper.
Sure.
Straight out of
Yeah.
high school, right into AAA.
Right.
Every parent wants that for their kid. Most parents are unrealistic about where their kid actually is.
Yeah, but at the same time too, like, that's just being a parent. Like, that's
It is,
just having
100%.
all the faith and all of the love in your own child and in your own flesh and blood that you think that they're going to conquer the world. So I have never, and I know that you're not saying this, but I mean, I have never been frustrated with a parent that is a parent can't be too proud of their kid in my world, because
Agreed.
I come from an area of the country, predominantly Amish, where kids are never told that they're proud of. Kids are never told that. I mean, it's a biblical thing. So I mean, whenever I hear parents gloat about their children, it bothers me not at all. And I think every parent should have that.
Yeah.
There's a handful of kids, Jacob and I know, there's a handful of kids that don't have that support system of any
Sure.
belief. So
Yeah.
yes, so I am all for it. I think it's great. How does this help? Obviously, I can understand how it can help the 10 to 12-year-olds who maybe a kid is flowering and developing faster than the rest of his team, but there's no really other options around him to get better competition. I can totally see that, especially where we live, where the resources are limited and the competition is limited because we live in football country. That's just how it is, how it always will be. So I can see that, but how does this really benefit like kids like your son that have been playing good travel ball, but maybe aren't, are the colleges using this stuff?
Yeah. So for the high school kids, and we have a personal story about this too. A coach found my son a year ago. We use our own website for our own kid. A coach south of Atlanta was taking his team down to Fort Myers for the underclass WWBA, the Big Perfect Game that's down in Fort Myers. And he found my son and contacted us through our own website he needed a couple POs. And so my son and another kid from New York, we all went down to Fort Myers and played with this team for that 5-day tournament. Fortunately, my kid also plays first base and their other starting pitcher plays first. So anyway, they alternated pitching and first, but my son's regular travel ball team would have never been good enough to go play at that tournament at that high of a level. So he had an opportunity to go play at the Red Sox, at JetBlue, right, on their ballpark at this huge tournament where he would have never gotten the chance to play there. He is personally good enough, but the roster he was full-time on honestly just wasn't. A few of the kids were, but the whole team as a whole couldn't compete there. So kids at the high school level have a chance, at least, to go and play some of these bigger tournaments where maybe their home team, their full-time team, is probably not going to go, either because of cost or distance or talent, whatever the reason. These kids have a chance to go play in these bigger tournaments. Obviously, we can't guarantee that, but at least there's an opportunity there. Should a coach need somebody, they can come look at us for those resources. Colleges, this year we're helping Collegiate Summer League. So part of our goal at ABCA was to meet with all the college summer league guys.
Explain to the parents out there that are new what that is, what that summer league is.
Everybody knows like Division I, right? Everybody watches LSU play baseball, right? Well, after the college season is officially over, colleges and the athletes, or West Virginia, they have, go Dogs. We're Bulldogs down here. But anyway, colleges can send their kids off, or the kids can elect to go play for a summer league. There's over 80 different collegiate summer leagues around the country. Big ones are like the Cape Cod League, the Northwoods League, the Appy League, the Futures League. There's all these different leagues. Each league will have anywhere between 4 teams and probably 12 teams is probably the most I've seen. Well, those teams need help in the beginning of their season when some of the other kids, their college schedules are still playing because they're in the playoffs. And then at the end of the season, these college kids get homesick or they want to go home for a couple weeks before school starts up. But the Collegiate Summer League, it's almost like travel ball, but for college guys. And they play in a localized league. Like the Appy League is primarily Virginia, some North Carolina. And they'll play within their league. And then they also do like a World Series for that too, or Championship Series for that, the Collegiate Summer League stuff. But kids have opportunities to play college summer ball. Some leagues are a little more strict with what they require for you to play with them. Like you have to be on an active roster currently at some level. It could be JUCO or NAIA or Division III, whatever. Some of these Collegiate Summer Leagues, they'll just take a warm body because they just need somebody to go in and chew up some innings, or they need a catcher to just block baseballs, whatever. So it really varies by league on what they need, what the requirements are for a player to sign up with them. But we're helping those guys out this summer. We did a little bit last summer. This year's a big push, and we really push for that at ABCA to get in front of these guys.
Okay, so how was that experience?
ABCA was great.
Was that your first time there?
It was, yeah.
Because I was telling Jacob, so I come from the world of professional archery, and we have this thing called the ATA, the Archery Trade Association, and it's usually always held in either Columbus, Ohio, or Indianapolis, Indiana, and it is just massive. It's where all the manufacturers come. It's where everybody you see, hunting on TV is there. The Michael Waddells of the world. Everybody is at the ATA show, and I didn't even know baseball had one of these. Because had I known, I can promise you my ass would have been there, especially knowing that it was only an hour and 50 minutes away. And then to find out that Brooks's coach was there. So tell us a little bit about that experience and what you guys did and how that helped. Did that help? Was it worth it? Tell us a little bit about that.
So ABCA they've been around since like 1945. Full disclosure, I didn't know about them until a year ago.
Okay.
So
I always thought it was in Chicago.
Next year's going to be in Chicago.
It was back to Chicago next year.
Yeah,
okay.
2025 was in Washington, D.C. It moves from city to city. And I think 2027's in Chicago and 28's in Nashville or something.
28.
But it's the largest trade association for baseball. It's primarily for college and high school. coaches and programs and not so much for travel ball. But everybody who's in travel ball, all the manufacturers, right? If you're especially a high school travel ball guy, you're swinging a BB Corps bat anyway. It doesn't matter
Right.
if Warstick's there or not. Excuse me. So we set up there. We got a 10 by 10 booth. We were right next to Cham Pro and BSN and right next to the Soldier Tank booth. We were right up in the front where all the heavy foot traffic was. It was fantastic. There was
Okay.
400 and something vendors that were there. Everybody who makes something for baseball is going to be there. Hit Tracks had a huge presence there. Trevor Bauer was there with Hit Tracks.
Okay.
It was nuts. It was really 3 days of trade show. And then they have like 5 days that go along with that where it's like coaches conventions, where clinics. Yes.
Yeah.
So for coaches to go, I understand now why teams or schools would send their coaches there because it's 4 or 5 days of elite level instruction.
Okay. So it wasn't just, it was.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You've got Division I coaches who are there sharing, hey, this is how I structure my practice. This is how I have my guys warm up in the bullpen. You have Trotsky there working on like infield drill.
Yeah.
It's incredible the amount of knowledge and inspiration coaches can get. So if you're a high school program and you're struggling with educating your coaches, ABCA. Bite the bullet, spend the money, send your coaches.
Okay. All right. So what's next for you guys? Like how many current members do you guys have? Do you guys have somebody in every state? Where are you guys at right now?
So the only state we don't have a presence in is Hawaii.
Okay.
Oh, we've got about a dozen kids or so even in Alaska. We cover 49 out of 50 states. Lifetime, we're at around 4,000 players, just under 4,000 players have registered.
Okay.
Just under 800 teams have signed up and used the platform so far. So it's
okay. And is this just the baseball side, or is this baseball and softball together?
Baseball and softball together.
Okay.
So, but it's probably 2/3 baseball, 1/3 softball.
Okay. All right. All right. Now, do you see the softball side picking up and gaining steam, or do you like is baseball just the dominant thing when it comes to the portal side of it?
Yeah. So I think I blame the algorithm on Meta.
Okay.
For why we're so heavy in baseball and not softball, why it's not a 50-50 split.
Yeah, because I think softball parents are crazier than baseball parents.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my sons dates a college softball player, and her parents are nuts. Yeah, they're psycho. So in the Southeast, it's primarily travel baseball. Softball happens too, don't get me wrong. But when you're surrounded with places like Myrtle Beach, Savannah, East Cobb, Lake Point, Jupiter, like the SEC territory, it's primarily baseball. At least that's what gets publicized the most.
Yeah.
Where we see most of our softball traction is Colorado, Utah, Nebraska. Colorado's a huge softball hub for travel softball.
Yeah, the Chapalas went out there for Brooklyn this last year. There was a big tournament in Brooklyn played in Colorado.
So the reason I blame the algorithm is when we organically share a post, the algorithm's only going to push it out to a certain geography. And we live near Atlanta. So our organic reach is really refined down to what I call the SEC territory. So we go out and join all these different travel ball groups across the country and push our stuff out to these other groups so we can go past what the algorithm organically pushes us to.
Are you guys flirting with any other sports? Like,
yes.
Do any other sports do this?
Well, yeah, I looked at their app. I looked at the app, and once you hit the menu button, it's baseball. Is it baseball, softball, volleyball, basketball? Like I was like, oh, this is.
I wasn't even thinking about AA.
They're branching out further than just softball and baseball. And I was looking, I was like, oh, it's a smart idea here.
Okay. All right. So what happens when your son graduates and you have no more vested interest in this?
So for us, we love baseball. We eat, sleep, and breathe it. That's been my wife and I's identity since my older kids, who are in their 20s now, since they were playing. We're going to participate in baseball. No matter at what level. Ideally, with this business we have, we're going to travel the country and visit all these tournaments. And we've gotten to know a lot of tournament directors and social media influencers in the baseball and softball world. So we're going to keep those connections going and keep this business growing. For us personally, once our son is graduated, he's not playing baseball in college. He's going to go into nursing, so he doesn't want to have to balance that load.
Sweet.
So we're going to wind up with some free time.
Okay. All right. So do you get, and we can kind of wrap this up with this, but I just want to ask, like, do you get any pushback?
Yes, and it's really from the perspective of pitchers.
Okay.
So I've had several people, some honestly, one well-known person who's got a fantastic academy for pitching.
Okay.
I won't drop his name, but
Sure.
he did a very long, like hour and a half long podcast railing about us and how terrible we were because of the abuse of pitchers. I'm serious, it's out there.
You're
You can
just
Google
the
it.
bus delivering the
That's right.
goods.
So there's some misconceptions out there about why we do what we're doing with the pickup
Okay.
portal.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, the parents have to parent.
Yeah.
If an unknown coach picks up an unknown player, happens to be a PO for that weekend, as a parent, they need to keep track of their kid's pitch count, how stressful his innings are, right? 80 pitches free and easy is not the same as 80 pitches under high stress, high workload. It doesn't equal the same. So pitch count is important, but it's not the be all end all. But parents need to take care of their kid. Nobody's going to be a bigger advocate for my kid than me. I'm just like you for yours. And parents need to parent their kids, and they need to look out for the kid's best interest. We're not encouraging coaches to pick up POs to work on their pool play games and save their studs for Sunday games. That's what happens. But we don't want coaches to go out and abuse a pickup player because he'll probably never see the kid again. That's a misconception that some coaches and some organizations think that we're promoting, and that is not it at all.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I mean, I guess that never crossed my mind.
Yeah,
What immediately crossed my mind, Jacob, was, the coach that is scared to death that his center fielder is going to go pick up for a weekend with another team and never come home.
and never come home.
Right.
Yeah. I do have one question. What from you seeing the backside of it, what area most do you see a lot of kids that are in your pickup portal at? From what part of the country? Is it the north, south? Or is there right now that it's cold, you got more kids in the north looking to play because it is colder?
Yeah. So because again, just looking at if I were to show you a map, which I have, I can send you guys of where the concentration centers are of kids who are registered with us.
I saw that on your page, actually.
It's primarily the southeast.
Okay.
However, because our platform has a geolocation feature on there, you put in your home zip code and how far you're willing to travel. There's kids from Ohio who are wanting to come down to East Cobb in January, February and play in some of these, the beginnings of this season and get some reps in the warmer climates. Those things certainly happen.
Okay. So are you guys affiliated with anybody? Do you have any sponsors of are you like, East Cobb Baseball Academy heavy? Are you SBA heavy? Do you have any affiliations with that? Or, do you have any great working partnerships with some of these major travel ball, organizations that are like that, like the Wildcatters in Texas that are constantly using your service?
So it's kind of funny because with those big organizations, it's kind of tongue-in-cheek taboo. Those guys picking up players, whether it's Canes, Wow Factor, 5-star, the big teams of 400 or 500 teams. What's funny is I run searches periodically to see just how many of their teams are registered. There's like 18 Canes teams. There's like 15 Wow Factors.
Listen, the Canes thing I'll never understand because isn't that just a franchise name? Like
It is.
they don't have a home base, do they?
They do. Like they have a headquarters, yes, where they receive mail. The Canes, I know 5-stars in Atlanta, and they have the same model as the Canes.
Okay, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, if you go to their website, you can get their address.
Like I can see a Canes jersey at every tournament I go to, and it's like somebody bought into a Chick-fil-A franchise.
Correct. So if you own a local organization with 5 or 6 teams, and you have some relative success, or maybe you have an age group where the Cane, and we're talking about the Canes, but it applies to all the big ones too, where you fit within something that they need. Maybe it's because you have 10, 11, 12-year-olds, and that's where they're light on, whatever. Yes, you can merge with them and basically become an affiliate of theirs, be branded the Canes or Wow Factor or whoever.
Name, image, and likeness of the Canes brand. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. All right. So do you guys have any affiliations with any major clubs like that? Okay. So there's
not
nobody
direct currently.
Okay.
But individual teams, yes. Every major organization out there has at least a dozen teams that are using us pretty regularly.
And you said that and the regular ones are in that 10 to 12-year-old range, or
primarily,
does that go up higher? Okay.
Probably
Okay.
the middle school guys. So it's at the high school level, especially 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Those kids who are playing high school varsity baseball, right?
Hmm.
The demographic is much smaller. So there's not as many kids at that age playing travel ball. There's a lot, but not nearly as many 12-year-olds. 12-year-olds, it's tens of thousands, probably millions of 12-year-olds are out there playing travel ball every year. High school guys either don't love it that much anymore, so they're
Yeah.
just going to take their summers and work or hang out with girlfriends or whatever.
Yep.
Or if they do love it, that number is very small. So there's not as much opportunity out there. And if you're an 18-year-old or 17-year-old and a team needs you, it's probably going to be as a PO.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you need to be throwing mid to upper 80s, can't walk a bunch of guys. So you don't have to, blow the doors off at 95.
Mhm.
If you are, you don't need to worry about getting picked up. You have coaches
Yeah.
calling you.
You have a
Yep.
home team.
Right. Well, and if you're throwing 95 and you're in high school, if you're a high school senior, teams know who
Yeah.
you are. You're on
Yeah.
everybody's radar.
Yeah, and you're not. Yeah, and you're probably already spoken for, and they don't want you out there running your arm into the ground.
Right. Yeah. The
Yeah.
college coach has something to say about it at that point.
100%. 100%. Okay. All right.
So the
So,
Canes I saw were California. Their
There's,
headquarters is California.
okay.
okay. Okay. See, I would not have expected that. I was thinking the North South Carolina area is what I was thinking, but that's okay. That's interesting. I wasn't sure how that whole thing played out. So what's
So
next for you guys?
we're working on some things with these big organizations where we have the ability to set up private portals. So the pickup portal as a whole is a broad term. It's an umbrella. You sign up in the pickup portal, your kid's available to any coach that needs them within your travel radius, right? With the Canes and 5 Stars and Wow Factors, we're working with some of them. We're working out some language on the contracts and stuff to get a private portal set up for them. So if you're on the roster with the
Okay.
Canes
Okay.
and you sign up
Well,
under the Canes portal, you're available to only Canes coaches.
now that I can see organizations jumping on big time. Like if
Yeah.
So
Scott
they
had the
stay
ability,
within the family.
yeah, if Scott had the ability to go in and pick other hit dogs that are, whether it's for our Florida national team or Chicago, like that, I could see that
Yes.
being big.
And then it keeps them within the family. You don't got to worry about them getting, scalped for another team.
Yeah.
That's things that we're working on this year.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I was just thinking about something, Jacob, because it came across, I don't know, back in December sometime. But this is also, something that's really popular since COVID is homeschooling. And I can see a lot of kids that aren't really plugged in locally, but they've got sons and daughters that play baseball and softball, but they don't really have a home. And, with that whole thing of like reclassification, or no, it's not the reclassification. That's another topic. Everybody got that letter stating that the homeschool kids could no longer do a grade exemption of, what was it? It had to stay a year. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
You tripled
Yeah.
that out. So has that affected you guys at all, where you guys have had to restructure your birth dates and stuff like that in the app?
So when you put your birthday in, it automatically classifies you by age.
Got
But
it.
it's really just on your birthday. On your birthday, you go from 13 to 14.
Okay.
All the different USSSA, Perfect Game, PBR, Travel Baseball Rankings, they've all got their own little age classification, right? May 13th,
Yes.
May 28th, whatever. I can't keep up with all of them, and they can change them at will. So we
Yeah.
just said, look, your birthday is your age.
Is your age.
And
Yeah.
coaches can search for a kid by either their age, their birthday, or their graduation year.
Love that. Okay.
Oh, I do
Okay.
like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, cool, man. Listen, this was super interesting. Like I said before when we first started, I had no idea this was out there, but it hasn't been something that I have needed to know, I guess, up until this point. So
But now it doesn't hurt to know.
no, it doesn't hurt to know, because nobody's promised. We all know this. Nobody's promised tomorrow. You have no idea, as he's talked about, his best or his most active age group is that 10 to 12-year-olds, because he's right. At 12 years old, some of these kids have been playing high-level baseball since they were 8 and 9, and unfortunately, it is what it is. They're burned out and they don't want to play at this level anymore. We have seen kids go back and they just want to play with their friends. Like they just want to hang out and they want to play with their friends. They're over the hotel life. It was fun for the first 18 months to 2 years, but then they're over it. They've picked up a different sport. Some of these kids pick up their second or third sport later, in junior high, hence basketball and football and these other things. And baseball just isn't quite as high on the priority list anymore. And so these teams start to fall apart and start to dissolve. And then you've got these kids that just live, eat, sleep, and breathe baseball, and they need to go. They want to continue to go showcase themselves somewhere because they're not going to waver on their dreams. So
Yes,
this is freaking incredible, and I
it
think
is.
it's awesome. It's out there, and I'm just so thankful that we connected. Honestly,
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. I've seen your episodes so far. I'm looking forward to seeing where you guys take the podcast.
man,
Thank you.
we
Thank
don't
you.
know where it's going, Sean.
We don't know. We don't know which road it's going, but we hope
We
it's the
don't
right
know how
road.
this is going to play out, but we're going to ride the train till we get bucked off.
Well,
Yep.
what I do know is being in Ohio, you guys have all winter to film content because you can't do anything else.
No, we can't. My kids hate hockey, so they hate the cold. So yeah, so they're not into hockey, and they're not into ice skating, and yeah, my littlest one doesn't even want to put shoes on, let alone snow boots. So yeah, so that's basketball's been all we've had, but this has been something that we should have done a while ago. But I think, yeah, it just wasn't. Wait, it's all about timing, and it wasn't the right
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And this was the perfect time to meet you. And I'm never going to downplay or give the media world and the social media world a bad rap, because without it we wouldn't have met.
We would have this.
Yeah, we
Right.
wouldn't have this, and we wouldn't have met you and figured out what this was. So this has been really, really awesome. I want to thank you so much, man, for coming on and giving parents some insight. If you are a parent out there and you are interested, how can they get a hold of you, man?
So visit our website, pickupportal.com. You can go on the iTunes or just iTunes search Pickup Portal, and it'll
Okay.
take you to our website where you're going to register at. Our email's out there. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
And they can, if they
We're
got
all of 'em.
questions that we didn't cover, they can email you there and get
100%.
those. I'm assuming it's you and your wife that are answering these emails and not some AI bot.
That's right. Yeah, it's my wife's full-time job. I still have to carry a full-time job for insurance reasons, but my wife, I'm actually in her office right now. This is Pickup Portal Central, so she
Nice.
answers the phone, answers emails, social media stuff all day long, every day.
Awesome, man.
Oh,
Well, listen,
nice.
I cannot thank you enough for coming on and shedding some light. Let's do a better job than most people of staying in touch.
Yeah.
And if there's something that's developing on your side that you want to get out to the world and you want to get covered, that it doesn't sound like a sales pitch coming from a post on yours, feel free to please reach out to Jacob and I. Yeah, and be
absolutely.
like, hey, man, we have this cool new thing that's happening, or we just partnered with so-and-so and our reach is this. We just hit a milestone of, 100,000 people are now registered. Whatever it is, if anything you want to talk about, man, we're always open to talk about it, and anything that grows the game, because
Awesome.
I'm in it for at least another 10 years with an 8-year-old in
Me.
the house. So I'm not going anywhere. I can promise you that. But thank you so much for taking the time today.
Yeah.
Do we have a prediction on the game?
I'm probably going to take a nap. I'm pretty tired. I don't have a dog in the fight. So you're
don't either.
Browns. I'm a Bengals. I hate to tell you. So
That's all right.
hey,
I get it, man. I get it.
but we're both sitting on the couch with nothing involved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on that ledge of, I swear to God, like if Jimmy Haslam doesn't fix this stuff, I'm jumping into the river down in Cincinnati.
Just now, though, like you've had a whole lifetime of disappointment with the Browns.
I know there's absolutely zero chance. My grandfather would literally roll over in his grave and flip me off if I ever jump ship. So I'm originally from Cleveland. So we live now in Sugar Creek, Ohio, which is about an hour and 40 minutes south of Cleveland. So we're 26 minutes from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. That's in between us and Cleveland. But I grew up in Cleveland, so I really don't have. People always assume just because you're from Ohio, you're Ohio State fans. And although we root for them, we don't root against them. Our ponies are not there. Our ponies are Cleveland, Ohio. So the Cleveland teams are where, if you cut us open, that's what we would bleed. Now, you said that you were originally from Ohio, right?
Yeah. So we lived in Sydney, Ohio, which is like an hour and a half west of Columbus, over near the Indiana border.
Gotcha.
Right on.
Okay, so closer
Exit
to Dayton.
93 off 75.
Yep, that's right. He knows where it is.
Yeah,
That's a truck driver for you.
That, and you gotta go. That's where we'd go eat breakfast when we'd go to country concert in Fort Laramie.
Country concert.
Right back.
We could
into
hear
town.
a country concert from my house.
Really?
Yeah. If I was a better golfer, I could maybe drive there with a club.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We were close.
All right.
Nice.
Well, listen, man, thank you so much. Let's stay in touch. Man. I'll let you know later today when we get this thing posted, but you killed it. Thank you, man. This is milestone, brother. You are literally the first interview guest we've ever had on the podcast. I cannot thank you enough. And nothing but well wishes for you guys and what you guys are doing for baseball.
I really do appreciate you guys having us on. And
Yeah.
when you guys go to share this stuff, feel free to invite us to collaborate, and then it'll go out to our followers as well.
Okay, we're gonna try to crawl before we sprint, because you just lost me right there. But I'll see if I can figure it out, and if not, I'll call you. Tell you to,
And when you go to post your
through it.
clips, there's an option to tag, and within that it says invite to collaborate.
Okay.
Make sure you look up our because we have both a Facebook page and a Facebook profile.
Okay.
The page is the one with 10,000 whatever followers on there. It's got the blue check. So
Yeah.
make sure you invite the blue check mark to collaborate, and then your post will go out to all of our followers, and you won't have to do any extra work to reach our followers. It'll just automatically get pushed out to them.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, brother. Listen, thank you so much. Have a great day. Give the family our love, and let's stay in touch.
Will do. Y'all stay warm.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I do.
So for those that are for those that are still listening, when I told you about this and you dropped the bombshell on me that you've already been part of this, and I'm like, awesome, dude, that's cool. You said, but you guys have never used it. Explain to people what you mean by that.
I've never got on, and like you said, there's tiers. You pay into it. So
Got
there's
it.
so look, I'll show you. Hold
So
on.
Brantley has a profile, but
No, he doesn't. People have always like tagged and say, hey, so and so needs a player. We saw it on the portal. Why not? And I'm like, I don't know what that portal is. But if you look here,
Okay.
coming,
I had to get out of the sun. Okay.
That's like the premium player.
Yeah.
And then you just got the player. You pay for it month. It's like a subscription. So that's how you're finding each other, which is smart. Whatever.
Okay.
Do
you know anybody? Do we know anybody that uses that?
Personally, I don't know.
Okay. All right. I bet you there is. I mean, I'm sure there is. If he's got that many members already, I'm sure we know of people. But I just to me, I think that's an incredible. I think that's cool as shit, dude. That is so cool. Of course, it makes all the sense in the world, because how many kids do we know that if floater or just for instance, I'm gonna say his name because I don't think he minds. I love his parents. His parents love us. Like Andrew Robinette. He didn't play football. And I know that he subs with the T3 Warhawks, the older, I don't even know if it's older, but then sometimes he'll go down to Florida and play for the Hit Dogs in Florida. This is an incredible resource for them, because, you know what I mean? Because Andrew, I don't know how many sports Andrew's playing. I think that he wanted to maybe play football, but I think they changed their mind because they just really wanted to focus on fall ball. But I mean, that kid, it's perfect for that kid, because he's been blessed with the resources of a family that there's no hurdle that they won't jump, you know what I mean, to make sure that Andrew gets the opportunity. That's perfect for them. For them, but it's also, go ahead.
But like he said, also, it's not just to travel the country. You can put how far you want to play.
No.
Which works out. But for me, I didn't want to go no further than, let's say, Columbus. You know what I mean? Hop on there. And then I'll travel to Columbus. I didn't want to hop on a plane or whatnot. That is, that's neat, man. That's different. It's different.
Because as a parent, whenever you put your kid out there, because I know the groups that he's talking about, the free agent groups on Facebook,
and it eliminates all that.
Oh, dude, because you gotta interview the teams that want you as much as they're interviewing you as a player. Because you're like, what am I getting myself into? I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to drive 3 hours to go play in this tournament with this team I don't know nothing about and find out that they're dog shit.
Yeah. And what I meant to ask him, and I have it wrote down right here to ask, if you can add clips.
That's a good question.
I didn't even think, I had it wrote down and I looked
Hold on a minute. Just stay right there. I'm going to ask him right now. We're going to do the Pat McAfee style thing here. And we're going to ask him if he answers. I don't know if he can hear me. Let's see. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hey, buddy, you're still live right now. I'm doing I'm doing a Pat McAfee thing right here. Jacob had a question that he forgot to ask you. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to call you and ask you. So you're on speakerphone on the podcast, and Jacob wanted to know, can you right now, or will you eventually be able to add clips or anything like that of your player?
No, we don't want to manage all that data. And there's enough services out there that already offer that.
Okay.
But you have the option to put hyperlinks to your perfect game profile, your game changer profile, your
Okay.
Twitter, your Instagram, all those things,
Okay.
where all those clips are going to live organically anyway.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you, brother. Have a great day. I'll talk to you after a while.
Okay.
That's it. Okay, there you go.
Smart.
Yeah, that's smart too, because the bandwidth that would require, because like, like what I have to pay for just to have, space on the website for the latest YouTube, episode, it's ridiculous. So the bandwidth for all of those kids to be able to add their clips would be incredible. So yeah, but and if you can just link your PG profile, that's probably
Or your game
enough.
changer clips.
Yeah. Did I see something where Game Changers raising their prices and people were bitching about it?
Yes, I did, but I didn't really look. I know they raised their prices.
I think it went up like $10 maybe.
Let's ask Grok.
What's that?
Let's ask Grok.
Ask Grok right now, because I don't know.
I am.
Listen, if it went up triple the cost, I think that it's worth complaining about. But to go up $10, honestly, personally, I don't have a problem. Like, what are you going to do without Game Changer? Are you going to stream your stuff via Facebook and then depend on Facebook not to crash 7 times and not know the score of the games? And like, I don't have any problem. Now, if Game Changer upped their cost 3 times and you had to pay, $900, a year for it, that's a different story, and somebody else could develop a better app. But it's just, it's the evolution of
It went up from
service.
$89.99 to $99.99.
So what is it a month?
Monthly premium $14.99.
Okay.
A month.
All right. Yeah. I pay a month, and then when the season's over, I cancel it, and then I restart. Yeah, and then I restart it when season starts. So it's not the end of the world to me. I don't pay for the whole year because I don't use it for the whole year. And until we get a situation where, the basketball world, the high school basketball world, like they don't use it. So football, it's way too hard because they can't the megahertz of how it's all set up with like their camera, like there's way too much. There's like it's perfect for baseball and softball. It's perfect for what it is. Like perfect the way it, like, I love it. I literally just had a conversation with Coach Brandon Oswalt, who's Brooks's coach. I literally just had a conversation with him about this. Like, please don't go flirting with other options. Like, this is the best option. I have it down. I know exactly what equipment to use, how to use it, and how to make it work perfect. And everybody knows how to use it now. So don't screw with it.
Yeah.
Just
leave it alone.
Just roll with it. You leave it alone. Yeah, don't reinvent the wheel. And he said, perfect. That's what I needed to know. I'm on it. So, hey, real quick, I just want to touch into another subject. How long have we? You know what? No, this is enough.
Yeah,
we can touch on the other one another time. Yeah, this is enough. I didn't realize we're almost an hour in already. I literally expected our conversation with Sean to go about 15 minutes, and I thought we were going to run out of stuff to talk about. Then I realized, who the hell am I? Of course, I'm going to jabber the whole time. So we'll have plenty to talk about. Bro, I don't want to give too much away, but we've got an announcement coming. Bro. No, I don't know if it'll be next pod, because I think we'll record one before then. Okay. Because I don't know when that I don't know when that box truck is going to show up to the address, and that back door is going to fly open, and it's going to be this
just wheel it
light. Just wheel it in. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm telling you guys, blessed is an understatement. Yes. Would you not say? Blessed is an understatement. Like sometimes as a dad, as a parent, as a husband, as a father, those were 4 adjectives describing 2 things at the same time. But you struggle, man. You struggle just trying to figure out, am I doing the right thing? What am I like? Is this like, is this real? Is this legit? And it's just like,
that was me the other day.
The doors don't open, bro. They fly open. And that's what this podcast has been. This podcast went from an idea of a couple buddies
on a Monday night,
2 best friends having a conversation saying we should record this, to doors flying open, websites being built, equipment being purchased, contracts being written up, contracts being signed, and interviewing guests.
Yeah.
Dude, what are we doing?
All within what? 2 weeks? I don't know, man.
What are we doing? This is
We're just
nuts.
winging it, man. Just living.
Like, so blessed.
Alive
So blessed.
and
And
living.
I think it's like so much of this comes from the Pat McAfee world. So much of it comes from the Rich Eisens of the world. So much of it comes from the Dan Patricks of the world that we knew that like these are just the conversations that we have all the time. So why don't we just have them on camera?
Just have them.
And let other people
Yep.
chime in too. So the feedback that we're getting, I do want to apologize. We did get a comment. Was it a comment or was it a DM that we got?
No, it was a comment
about the okay.
The different
so there was
divisions.
a comment made by a new travel parent. We will cover that in the next podcast when we also dive into the reclassification of kids. We've got all kinds of topics. I was going to talk about paying for private lessons versus paying. We'll cover all of it, but something I really want to get into is I don't want you to think that we're not seeing your comments. We will comment because I think that the reclassification of kids in sports also kind of goes hand in hand with the level of the organizations and the tournaments that these kids. Yeah. So we'll cover all that next time. I'm not sure. It'll be sometime early next week. It is, next week's tomorrow. So it'll be
Wednesday.
It'll be next week, and then it might be Wednesday, depending on when some ink gets dry. We might divulge the big announcement that we have, or we might have to wait until the second one from now. But I'm excited. I'm pumped.
Me too. Me too.
This is cool. You've been giddy. You've been like a schoolgirl, bro.
Man,
Bro, you've been like a schoolgirl.
I told you, man. Yes, this was real, but I didn't like when you gave me the call and you told me, then you shot me the screenshots. I was like, oh, this is real.
Like, pulling over.
I had butterflies in my stomach. I had you called me, and then I called Andrea and told her about it.
Yeah,
it's exciting, man. This is new to me. This is all new to me. You know that I don't like being in front of the camera, and it's just.
But I would say, as everybody is listening right now, you have come already light years from the first podcast. Like, now you're comfortable, all that stuff, man. And it's only going to get better. It's only going to get easier. So,
I guess I just
listen, man. Thank you so much. What's up?
In my eyes, I didn't expect it to be that quick. Like, you're just like, just be patient. We'll be all right. We'll be fine. Like, we'll keep going. And now,
I told you. I said, if you trust me and stick to this process, that eventually this will pay off. Like, this will pay off. But a lot of that was foresight. Because I guess in my mind, I was thinking such long term, because I remember, and I'll just give you guys a quick story and then we'll get done with this thing. But I remember when I started Bow Junkie Media, I started as 330 Outdoors. So bad. It was in the basement of our condominium. We lived in a log cabin condominium, and it was in the basement. And all I would do is, this was when YouTube, this was before Instagram. I don't even know if Facebook was around yet. It was in the very, very beginning stages of YouTube, back in the 2008 to 2009 era of social media. And I would review archery equipment and bows in my basement. And it started as 330 Outdoors. And through that, I will never forget, I got my very first sponsorship check, because I just had this idea. I'm like, well, if I'm putting this stuff on YouTube, wouldn't somebody want to advertise? Because it was immediate. I mean, it was people all over wanting to know what, did I like about this bow? What did I not like about this bow before they went and spent their money on these bows? And I learned a lot of lessons, because I was sued. Like within my first 30 days by a bow manufacturer for talking shit about their product, because it sucked. Which is funny, because today I still have a partnership with them today. Like, still now today I shoot that product. But that was old brand. New brand is incredible. Love them, and I'll probably die with them. But I'll never forget getting that call and seeing that check, that sponsorship check, for the very first time, thinking, I'm literally getting paid to do what I absolutely love to do. And so I told you, I said, at some point, I said, if you just stick to the process and trust the process, this will work out, and somebody will see the value of it. And that was archery, bro. That was archery. That industry is this.
Travel baseball. Yep.
billions of dollars revenue every year in travel baseball. So yeah, I'm extremely blessed, and I know you're blessed. I know that you feel blessed and thankful
Yeah,
to
I
have this
do.
opportunity. And
thank you for thinking of me to do it with you.
who else? Who else would I want to? I can't have no. I don't have these conversations with anybody else.
Yeah.
So and yeah, and I think that this is something that you never know where this could lead into. You and I have always talked off camera and on tailgates about building something for our boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you never know if this is something that turns into a situation that we get to hand off and they get to run with it in a completely new era. You never know. You never know.
Yep.
So what are you going to do for the game?
Sit on the couch and watch
Hello?
TV. I'm not doing that.
People hate that pause. Right there's the pause. Anthony, I'm so sorry about that pause. There's that pause you texted me about and said I hate that pause.
The way I just stop and don't say nothing.
Yes. Anthony goes, every time that happens, I think that my feed cuts out.
No, no, gonna probably watch the game and just here at home. What about you?
Yeah. We got no dogs in the fight.
Yeah, that's how we are.
I'd like to see Vrabel win it. That's just
I
because
want
I
the
like
Seahawks.
Vrabel. So yeah, Brooks is rooting for the Seahawks. Hud's rooting for the Patriots. I could care less. I'm probably gonna be, I'm gonna be messing with this stuff and trying to generate clips. I'll be working on the website, and I'll be working on how we're gonna make our announcement. So, which I have a little bit of an idea. So have a little bit of
I'm
an
just
idea.
gonna watch for Bad Bunny, so you see the Bad Bunny show.
Dude, what is that? Who is that? What is Bad Bunny? I heard something or I saw something on Twitter? Did he blow out a chicken wig or something like that in rehearsal?
I don't know. I haven't seen
soft
nothing.
tissue injury.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. I don't know. I'm just kidding, but no, I really don't have a dog in the fight. He's a singer. He's a rapper.
Is he a singer or a rapper?
He's a rapper. He's a Puerto Rican rapper.
Jesus Jones.
Well, that's what we listen to. You know that on the car rides. But all right, man. Well,
all right, Mom. Well, give Andrea and B our love. Tell them
you
that,
do the same. Tell Linz
we'll
and the kids we
soon. Yeah, and I'll shoot you a text when this is ready to go and it's up and running, and we'll try to. I'm gonna try. Oh yeah, I should have time. I'm gonna try to get this out before the Super Bowl. So I love you, man, and we'll be in touch probably. I don't know, tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay.
All right, buddy. See you. Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
See you, man. Okay, bye.